Boy, did we have fun last night. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Now, one we got out on the channel right now is a quick out of the theatre review. We just give our quick thoughts there. I'll just go over them again. I like this film, but I don't think it's as good as Fallout and Rogue Nation. And I think I went in as well seeing that 99% Rotten Tomato score and thinking, oh my god, this film's going to be perfect. But I don't think it was. But it's really good. It is a really good film. And it's a part 1. But it still tells its full story. But anyway, I know, Kyle, I know you've got some stuff to say, so what do you think?
I'm going to try, obviously, avoid spoilers.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the second Mission Impossible film I've watched fully.
I think we've watched a little bit of Fallout together, you know.
We did, but I promise you I've never finished it. I don't know what the hell happens. I know there's some helicopter thing at the end. I can't remember. I think we did actually try to watch it. But yeah, Rogue Nation. I remember watching that in the cinema with you years ago.
2015 was like our year. I'm pretty sure we saw everything in 2015, from Mad Max Fury Road to Mission Impossible. But yeah, anyway.
And I really, really enjoyed that film. I don't know why I didn't watch it again. I remember actually coming out of it like, that was a pretty fucking good film. Like, that surprised me of how good it was. I don't know anything about these films. And then I went on to watch Fallout, which is it's the one after, isn't it? Is that not next after Rogue Nation?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill intrigued me. I was like, oh, cool. See Henry Cavill. And I just couldn't get into it. I do want to, after watching Dead Reckoning Part 1, I do want to go back and watch all the rest.
I would definitely say 4, 5, and 6 are your essentials.
I'll probably go back and watch the whole thing, me. I'll go right back to the core of it. I'm gonna watch all of them, good or bad. I'll just do it for the sake of it, because with these movies, with this one, it felt like Rogue Nation didn't feel like this, but Dead Reckoning felt like I needed to have seen the previous movies to really get a grip of.
I would definitely say Fallout. You'd have definitely needed to have seen Fallout and Rogue Nation.
Okay.
For this one.
As a movie as a whole, I know you said it really felt like a part 1.
It felt like a part 1, but it still managed to tell its story.
Okay, because I thought you meant just okay.
No, what I mean is when I says it's definitely a part 1, is like it ends in that way of like, oh, there's going to be more, but we still got a lot. I mean, it's a 2 hour and 45-minute film, which it didn't feel like that, but
I'd say it felt like that, but not in a bad way. How long's Endgame?
3 hours.
That feels like 2 hours to me.
Yeah. But I think that might be because we've seen it so many times.
It could be, but even when I remember went to go see it, I remember thinking, fuck me, that felt very quick and didn't feel like 3 hours. But this film, it definitely felt like a good 2 hour, 2.5 hour maybe. But that's not to say the pacing was bad.
No, there's always something going on. It's from scene to scene to scene. I would say it's nearly as well paced as John Wick 4, which I thought John Wick 4 was perfectly paced because it's boom, 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 non-stop.
No, it reminded me of that. The pacing wise, nothing to do with the movie.
About the same length as well.
So it felt the same as that, and I were happy with that. It just meant we were getting more. I'm glad it didn't do that really annoying thing that I was worried it was going to do by being a part 1. Is you just don't know when it's going to end.
Because it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It ends, and it's like, right, let's take it from here now. What's our next steps? It's not. It's the same how Spider-Verse ended. Spider-Verse didn't end on a cliffhanger. It ended on, right, here's where everyone is. Let's see what our next steps are. And same with this. This is how you do a part 1.
Yeah, the important thing is like you said is it needs to still feel like it can stand on its own.
Yeah.
Um, I felt like it did. I think I need to watch it again to really verify
I ju-
if
I really want to watch it again. You know,
yeah.
I've just someone commented on channel saying that you know they've after our on our out of the theatre and they said that it's their favourite, and I can see it because it is good. It's just for me, Fallout and Rogue Nation are just so high up there
Yeah.
that it's not to discredit this film. It's that I hold them films at such high esteem, so it's really hard to.
Um, for me, like I said, I've seen Rogue Nation and that's it. And like I said before, I'd say I'd even love that movie. I just
Well,
remember
what out of you
really
then?
like
What do you think's better than Rogue Nation or this?
Rogue Nation. But that's not to say that this is bad either. Um, you know, the action was really good. The story was it was really set up really well. It was executed pretty good. I think for me it was just there was an overabundance of lots of things. I think partly was me sort of like trying to understand these characters and stuff. Like obviously we know Simon Pegg.
Yeah,
You know, I'm familiar with him as an actor, so it was easier to sort of digest his character a bit better.
yeah, Ving
But for everyone else,
Rhames.
yeah. But for everyone else, I just you know I don't really see them in too much. Even with highly ha,
Haley
ha,
Atwell.
yeah, I can't say highly. Um, so even you know even though she was in Captain America, um, she really stood out in this one. I didn't think she. I wish she stood out in the first Captain America movie as much as she did in this.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
just
you know, when she first shows up in this film, me and Kyle looked at each other, and I thought, "Damn, there's a reason Captain America went back in time." God,
speak for yourself.
God, damn.
Anyways, but no, it was just hard to get the weight of these characters.
Now, but do you
Obviously,
think that's maybe a fault of your own for not seeing some of the others?
no,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
was gonna say. I was gonna say it's not. That's why I want to go back and watch the older ones now. I'm like,
Well,
I want to go and
mate,
watch all of
they're
them.
all on Now TV at the moment,
I,
so
I think I'll, I think I'll make that my next objective.
yeah.
So yeah. As for the story, now it kind of did. It set it up
Yeah.
really well, but it was very like there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of like back doors and to these other characters and things like that.
Yeah,
You
it's.
know, that's not to say it's a bad story. It's just very you've got to kind of figure it out
I think
in a way.
Tom Cruise might actually be able to see into the future because they were shooting this 2 years ago, and what they're dealing with in this film is in the maybe the beginning of this year only really started to become very relevant in the public eye. So it's like he don't know how he does it, but he manages to. But yeah, I do want to praise the cast as well. You know, Haley Atwell, fantastic in this film. You know, I actually feel like she got to show her acting chops a bit more because I'm not saying she's a one-dimensional character in Marvel, but she is just known as Captain America's long lost love, and that's what she's known for. She's there to motivate Cap, but in this, she's doing stuff for herself, and it was great. Simon Pegg's great. Ving Rhames is great. Rebecca Ferguson is great. Obviously, everyone fell in love with her in Rogue Nation, and she's just had such a career since then. You know, if she's in this year, and she's going to be in Dune Part 2, Rebecca Ferguson is going to have a great year. Vanessa Kirby, you know, she might be our Sue Storm. After this, I'm up for it. Pom Klementieff, again. And Tom Cruise, he has gone from an actor who I used to think was, you know, cheesy. It's like, alright, it's Tom Cruise to. He's probably one of my favourite. Because, like he said in the the IMAX presentation that we had to see every time we went to go see a film for about 6 months. The one thing he cares about is the audience, and do you know what? It translates to screen. So, yeah. So if you had to give this a rating out of 10, what are you giving it?
An 8. As
I was,
someone who's new to it,
mate,
and
do you know what? People are going to get so pissed off with us because I think most of our ratings we've given been the same. Because I was going to say an 8, but then I was like, oh, well, I'll change it to an 8.5 so it's a little bit different. But then I'd be being disingenuous with myself because, yeah, I'd say it's probably about an 8.
I think for me, I'd like it probably a little bit more if I knew the characters a bit more, and I was able, it just felt like I jumped in on a timeline here where, these characters are very already established. But it does get straight into it though, which I can appreciate. So like I said, I came out of this film wanting to watch the rest. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I definitely want to watch this again. So I don't know, maybe we go this weekend or what, but yeah, I definitely want to see this again. But so yeah, that's our review over Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We both really enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of it, because, like I said, it is one of the better films of the year. Definitely one of the better films of the year. Now this excites me because when we do our top 10 films at the end of the year, I think this is going to be quite high up there. But nothing will beat Barbie. But anyway, end summit now on a nice note.